Hello, listeners, and welcome. My name is Liam.
And I'm Kayla.
And this is your favourite podcast where mumbling nonsense is the key to everything. This week, we are actually going to talk a little bit about Friends. And I don't mean Kayla as my friend. However, I will be talking to Kayla. We're talking about the 90s hit sitcom, and pretty much the sitcom. There's two sitcoms that have probably defined the world, but I've not seen one of them, so this is going to be the one I'm talking about, Friends. The other one being... Can you guess?
Ooh.
What I was going to say?
Seinfeld?
Yeah. I've never seen an episode of Seinfeld,
really?
So to me it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I constantly hear it referenced, I'm like, I have no idea what that means.
I don't like it.
Yeah, okay. Ugh. So we are Friends over Seinfeld fans. Yeah, I guess we'll just get into it.
Yeah.
Alright, well, in that case,
let's
get ready to
mumble.
Oh. Have you listened to the last couple of weeks' podcasts?
Yeah.
Have you seen how out of sync that Let's Get Ready to Mumble is? Yeah. However, have you heard how much better they're sounding? It sounds so much better now. So listeners who have stuck with us in the beginning, we do apologise, but we've got so much better now.
Yes.
I finally figured out how to get rid of crap noise.
It's been great.
Yeah. And we've not got anyone frying sausages in the background, Drake. Thanks for that. That was the worst episode. It's so hard to edit.
Yep.
And
Sorry
I did a
about
terrible
that.
job. That's all good. Alright, so Friends, when were you first introduced to Friends?
I feel like it's just always been a part of TV for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't remember when I first started watching it, but it was a long time ago.
It's funny because if you think about Friends started in like 1991 or something.
Yeah.
Did it not? And you were born in 1990. So
91.
it was crazy thing. 91. Oh god. So you were born when it was created. But somehow it's still a massive part of your childhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems weird because the demographic wasn't you. You know?
No.
It wasn't your age group or anything. Sorry, I'm totally lying. 1994 was when it first started, not 91. But even so, that's still pretty... I was 6. No, we have no idea, listeners. We don't know our ages. No, 94. I was 6.
Yeah. So it wasn't really geared to either of us, but...
Yeah, really not. But I can't think of growing up without it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I watched it every week.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because it's always on TV. Even now, it's always on TV.
Yes.
I think it's on Comedy Central now or something.
And it's on Netflix,
Always
too.
on. Is it?
Yeah.
You know, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
So we used to... Friends would be on a Friday night, and Friday night as a young teenager, young kid, you would get up, you'd go watch TV, and you'd watch The Simpsons. Then you'd go and play for a little bit, then you'd come in, and you would watch Will and Grace, then you'd watch Friends, and then if you stayed up late enough, you'd watch something called Eurotrash. UK listeners, you know what I'm talking about. And then you watch South Park. Or South Park, then Eurotrash, one or another. And that was the sort of the order you watch things in.
Mm-hmm.
Friends was just regular. And then when I got into later teens, Friends was on TV all the time. And we finally got cable when I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
It was old. And then it was on all the time on whatever cable channel it had. And then it just became always. And then my teenage girlfriend, not my girlfriend when I was a teenager, not that I had a teenage girlfriend, she loved Friends. So that was when we'd go around, we'd just put Friends on.
Yeah.
And watch Friends all the time. And yeah, that was... Funny story. I don't know why I'm chatting this. I should be telling people this, but there was one time when we were making out in bed, just with the TV, and nothing gross. No, it wasn't gross, but yeah, anyway. And Joey made a joke, and I started laughing, and she got really annoyed at me because we were kissing and cuddling, and I started laughing out loud because of something that happened on Friends. Because I wasn't watching, but I was listening to it, and I know it so well. I knew exactly what scenes were going on, so we were sort of kissing, and then I just kind of burst into laughter, and she's like, "What the hell, man?" It was funny. Yeah,
that's
I just
hilarious.
recall that very much because I used to always listen to TV when we were making out. It was really bad of me. Yeah. Well, there's one time we were watching Lion King or something, and then I started to sing along to one of the songs, and she got really annoyed about that. It was the Wimbowe one, and I started singing at that point, and she got really annoyed at me.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I was a weird guy. But that was my introduction to Friends.
All right.
That's why I watched all that.
Yeah, it I don't even know what to say back.
Yeah. That's a sort of okay, cool. Conversation over.
No, it's always one of those shows that, like, you can just put on whenever, and, like, it doesn't have to be in the right order. It doesn't have to be, like, you don't have to be fully paying attention to it. Like, it's just there, and it's great, and you can laugh when you see it and hear it, and then you can also just, like, put it in the back. Like, it's just background, and it never gets old.
And it was written so well, like, and I don't necessarily mean the jokes were written well, or the script, or any of that. I mean, like, the characters were written so well, so that they all had their own personalities, but they're all, like, realistic almost personalities. Like, well, not realistic, like, obviously exaggerated because it's TV, but you could see, like, we could see why they'd be a group of friends.
Yeah.
You know, you've got one guy who's like this, one guy who's like that, and I think that's what people relate to most, the fact that it was a group of friends who almost appeared like they really cared for each other and had personality traits which you could relate to friends of your own.
Yeah, you know? I was just about to say that. I constantly am like, oh, this is so-and-so and so-and-so.
Yeah.
Do it all the time.
Every group of friends, I 100% I know this, every group of friends where boys and girls would say, oh yeah, you're the Chandler of the group, or you're the Monica of the group. Yep. You know, it was how it's done.
Yes.
It was crazy. When I was a kid, I'd do that with Power Rangers, I'd do it with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but doing it with just people is weird, but it's happened.
Yep.
You know?
And I'm not really sure there's been maybe one show that's kind of similar since, but not really a show that's been to that extent since.
No way near that popular.
No.
Nothing won that many awards, had that much money going into it. And, like, I guess nowadays a lot of the sitcoms are tailored slightly different, and the demographics slightly different. Like, there wasn't as much. Let's look, for example, you had Big Bang Theory. That's really tailored to a certain, or at least it was at the beginning, tailored towards a certain type of people, and it's had almost as much success, really, but more niche. You know, or How I Met Your Mother, which was almost a complete rip-off, but a more extreme version, which I loved to death. But again, that was kind of niche. You know, my mum and dad haven't heard of that, but they've both heard of Friends. You know, they're both well aware of the Rachel haircut, and they're both well aware of, you know, Chandler's sarcasm, or Joey's being a ladies' man. You know. Yeah. So it's very unique in that sense, I guess.
Yes.
So who did people say you were like?
I don't know that I've ever had anybody tell me who I'm like. I just like to compare my friends to the other friends.
Yeah, I think nobody ever likes to be the one who's getting compared. Yeah. Because I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, who would I be? And to be honest, I would most likely be bloody Ross, and I fucking hate Ross. Everybody hates Ross. Yeah. Anybody who sympathises with Ross is an idiot. But because I'm not a Joey type, and I'm not a Chandler type, or maybe I don't know, maybe you think otherwise. You know, that's the type of thing. It's boring to be that, but nobody wants to be put into any of them, really, because they've all got their bad. You know, Monica's too strict, Rachel's ditzy, apart from the later series. Phoebe's just crazy. You know, nobody wants to be any of them, really.
Yeah, I think if I had to guess, I would be more like Monica.
Yeah, well, you've got a little bit of Phoebe in you and a little bit of Monica. You've not got too much Rachel, I don't think. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you wanted in your Rachel, but yeah, that's what I'd go with. You bet both in that sense. All right, maybe
I can take that.
Know. Yeah, that's not bad.
No.
You got frizzy hair like Monica when she was on holiday. Even it looks pretty straight right now.
Thank you.
But anyway. So yeah, people's always got their favourite. Who was your favourite then?
Probably Phoebe. For the girls, and then Joey for the guys. Yeah. What about yours?
Mine changed as I got older. Because initially it was Joey, because he was the comic relief, even though they were all comic relief. And then it became Chandler, because sarcasm's the best. You know, and then there were stages where you really like Monica, because she's just like, she's a very unique character. But I think as a guy, an older guy, I'm not that old, but Chandler has to be the one, because he's the one who's making all the in-jokes, and in-jokes are hilarious. You know, Joey's fun, and you can't have Chandler without Joey. Yeah. But yeah, Chandler wins. I hated Ross. I was never a massive fan of Phoebe. Okay. Like, she was always the one that didn't fit into me, but almost that's what made her better. Yes. And again, as I got older, I preferred her a lot more. When I was a kid, I wasn't a big fan, but when I got older, I preferred her a lot more. Yeah. And Rachel's always meh. I could take or leave Rachel. Yeah. You know, she was needed, obviously, for the storyline, but I could take her or leave it easily. Yeah. Yeah.
Felt about the same.
What was your favourite storyline? Like, who... Like, when it ended... Like, the ending legitimately welled me up. And, look, I remember seeing it happening on TV and everyone going on about T4, and I didn't see it for like another year.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to get to the end, and then I was like, okay, cool, the last episode, and then when it zoomed in on like the picture frame on like the Vidor thing, I was like, oh, I'm really sad. And a part of me thinks it's probably because I had spent so many years watching it, and now it becomes not actually due to the storyline ending, and just because oh wow, I put so much time and effort into watching this, and now it's ended.
Yeah.
It was probably more that than anything else. But I remember being sad when I saw it.
Yeah. And it's very much like a full circle thing, too. Like, you follow these characters and you feel like kind of attached to their lives, and then you see how they play out.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I felt with How I Met Your Mother, too.
Yeah. How I Met Your Mother, people were really annoyed at that ending.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I was like, I guess that makes sense. And it actually, it's not, it's a weird twist. I'm not going to spoil anyone, but it's a weird twist, but it kind of makes sense. Yeah. And hey, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know what you mean. It was the show was too good to end like that, I feel, but yeah.
I agree. So
I think along with when these shows end, people always kind of go back and read them all, and then they always end up coming out with like they notice something else new every time, or they notice something different, or what a lot of people like to do is they like to come up with different things. And in particular, you see it online, you get it for lots of different things, but lots of different fan theories for how Friends have, how it should have happened, or what the writers are meaning. A lot of these aren't ever true, but it's quite interesting to hear what people think. Let's talk a little bit about the fan theory.
All right.
Because I've got something that's not a fan theory, but it's like it's a fan talking about how the show should have been portrayed rather than what it is. But here you've got an actual fan theory,
yes.
Right?
So I looked at a lot of fan theories, and there's so many out there. So it's really hard to narrow it down. So I picked one that was still a little dark, but I can see how it could have actually played out, and I think that it's kind of well thought out. So I'm gonna go with it anyway.
Okay.
So this one was that all the friends actually live in a mental asylum. Like, they all have some form of psychosis, and they all kind of like meet each other at this asylum, and the whole show is them just going on these, like, indulging in these fantasies of the shared psychosis, and they make these things up because they have nothing better to do.
Okay, so does it suggest them what each of them is in there for?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me go into that.
Let me try and guess. Okay, who's your first on your list?
Phoebe.
Well, I think hers is probably very close to her storyline. So she's probably like, her mother's died and she's in depression, maybe drugs, and like homeless, and is a bit medical like that.
Yes.
I would what I'd suggest. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that's exactly what it says, basically.
Yeah, basically. And kind of like that she's kind of like the ringleader of all this, because so there's two different theories in relation to her. And one is that this whole mental asylum thing is real, and the other one is that this is kind of just all, like, the whole series is like her making it up in her head, and the ending would be like this group of five, well, 1, 2, 5. There's 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
So the 5 of them.
3 boys, 2 girls.
So the 5 of them kind of just like walking away, talking about the crazy lady who always stares at them, which would be Phoebe. And like, this is just her staring at them through like the coffee shop window every day, like pretending this is her life with them. So that's like kind of, it kind of pulls from that theory, and that like she's been on drugs. Her mom like died, and she was on the streets for a while. And then because of all that, she is in this asylum and needed friends. And so she met with these 5 other people, and they created this shared psychosis world that they live in. So that's Phoebe's.
Okay. All right. That makes sense, actually. You can pick that up quite easily. Yeah. Who else is there? Who's next on your list?
Ross.
Well, if we're going by his character, like his traits in the TV show, I guess it'd be a little bit of he was, I don't know, like bullied as a kid and never quite fitted in at school, and had this weird belief in dinosaurs. Therefore, he was taken to a psychiatric place because he believed dinosaurs were real, even though they are real. But I mean, like, and he was bullied, and he that's about it. I can't think of anything else if it happened to him. What does it say?
So for
Oh, that his divorce maybe messed him up? I don't know.
yeah,
maybe.
so for his, it's abandonment
part of
issues. So it could be the bullying, could be the divorce, like just different roles within his parents and all that. So, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can get that one. Abandonment, for sure.
Rachel,
that'll be either A, because she's a posh girl, it'll be like prescription drugs, or due to marrying Barry and something went wrong with marrying Barry, or not wanting to marry Barry and being depressed about it, or being like the queen of the ball at high school and then not being that anymore in real life, and then having no real direction in life. Maybe. I'm not sure.
So hers just says like just sociopathic traits, and all of that could stem from, and it also said like daddy issues, but all of that could stem from like the being super popular and then not, and so
having to deal with that. Yep. Okay, sociopath. That makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
Monica.
There's two things you could go. It's either the massive OCD that she's got, or being fat and being bullied and tortured because she was very overweight and she never actually got skinny. She just always believed that she did.
Yep.
I would assume.
Most of those, it said an eating disorder and OCD. So.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can't think why Joey would be there, though. Maybe because he was brought up with a bunch of girls and he wasn't quite sure about his masculinity, and that's what messed him up. Always wanted to be an actor and then get depressed because he always got like KB from roles. I guess I don't.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Cracked from the pressure of being the only man in a family of girls.
Oh, there we go. Okay, nice, cool.
And then,
wow, I know these characters way too well. If I can guess what their traits are.
And then Chandler.
And who's left? Chandler. Oh, it's going to be something to his dad becoming a woman, and that's messed him up, like all women or something like that. Yeah.
He just said scarred by like the dysfunctional relationship with his parents, like just their dysfunctional relationship. Yeah. So all of them come together, and they all just live in this mental asylum and go on these escapades in their brains every day.
So I guess that's kind of cool. It's almost like they're playing Dungeons and Dragons, but in a mental asylum with each other.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. Now, I wonder if... Now, it'd be really interesting if at the end of every episode, or like literally the end of the episode, it came through the door and it looked into the asylum, and they were just sitting there looking at each other. Yeah. That was the last scene. And didn't explain any of it. That'd be super funny.
Yes, it would.
I'm trying to think what things wouldn't... So we've got to try and think of who the other characters would be. Like, who would be... Rich